And we are going to record this, so for those who can't attend, they'll be able to see it later. We aren't doing it live for today. And we begin with our choir and choir director, Nicholas, guiding us in singing All Creatures of Earth and Sky, hymn number 203, in the gray hymnal. And I have a couple extra. If you don't have one, you can raise your hand and I can get one. So please join if you're wishing to rise and sing with the choir. Again, welcome. And this is our Greater New Orleans Unitarian Universalist Earth Day service, hosted by Community Church Unitarian Universalist. And so grateful to be in the park with everyone this morning. And so for those who might be new, who are we? It's a church. We are a progressive, open-minded, and inclusive religious community. We welcome all who are on a spiritual search for truth and meaning. Our faith is one in action as we do the work of social justice and elevate compassion in our quest to live ethically, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every being. And you can look online in the future for weekly announcements that come up. One of the things I'll highlight coming up in May is we're going to do second weekend of May, going to the Whitney Plantation. So anyone who's interested in joining us in a group to the Whitney Plantation, please contact me. And also the first weekend of June, we have someone visiting from our national office from the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee and doing a teach-in on social justice. And all congregations are welcome to participate in that. And more details will come up as we get closer to that weekend. So, as a tradition, we do a land acknowledgement with our congregations. And that is, we acknowledge and pay tribute to the original inhabitants of this land. The city of New Orleans is a continuation of an indigenous trade hub of the Mississippi River, known for thousands of years as Bulbancha. Tribes have lived here on this land include the Caddo, the Natchez, the Choctaw, the Chitimacha, the Huma, the Tunica, the Biloxi, the Atakapa, Ishak, among others. We recognize that as a result of broken treaties and involuntary removals, Native Americans were forced from these lands. We remember and pay respect to the communities impacted by these actions. Native peoples have lived on this land since time immemorial, and the resilient voices of Native Americans remain an inseparable part of our local culture. With gratitude and honor, we acknowledge the indigenous nations that have lived and continue to thrive here. So my opening words today for you are from Poet Laureate Joy Harjo. The stuff I need for singing by whatever means is garnered from every thought, every heart that ever pounded earth. The shapes of mountain cities, a whistle leaf of grass, or a human bent with loss will revise the pattern of the story, the song. I take it from here, play through the heartbreak of the tenderness of being until I am the sky, the earth, the song, and the singer. So as customary, we light our chalice, and the music is by Bert Bronson. So we will now do that.
I've got him. Be an organ. Oh, cool.
Time for all ages with our RE director, Cynthia Ramirez.
I knew this was going to happen. And you may want to come do this. Let me know. And jump up and say, hey, everybody. Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are we today? Good. Today I'm going to share with you a Native American story, and it's written by Carol Lindstrom and illustrated by Makala Dode. And it's called We Are the Water Protectors. Water is the first medicine, Nokomis told me. We come from water. It nourishes us inside our mother's body as it nourishes us here on Mother Earth. Water is sacred, she said. We stand by our songs and our drums. We are still here. The river's rhythm runs through my veins, runs through my people's veins. My people talk of a black snake that will destroy the land, spoil the water, poison plants and animals, and wreck everything in its path. When my people first spoke of the black snake, they foretold that it wouldn't come for many, many years. Now the black snake is here. Its venom burns the land, courses through the water, making it unfit to drink. And of course, I have to show you the black snake. Take courage. I must keep the black snake away from my village's water. I must rally my people together. To stand for the water, to stand for land, to stand as one against the black snake. We stand with our songs, we stand with our drums, and we are still here. It will not be easy. We fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. The winged ones, the crawling ones, the four-legged, the two-legged, the plants, trees, rivers, and lakes. The earth. We are all related. Tears like waterfalls stream down, track down my face, tracks down my people's face. Water has its own spirit, Nokomis told me. Water is alive. Water remembers our ancestors who came before us, she said. We stand with our songs and our drums, and we are still here. We are stewards of this earth. Our spirits have not been broken. We are water protectors. We stand. The black snake is in for the fight of its life. Happy Earth Day. And go out there and be protectors of the earth. Thank you so much.
So this is the time where we share our joys and sorrows with each other in community. And I don't know if there are cards to write down. That's often what we do, but we're doing things a little differently outside. We also welcome the opportunity for you to verbally share your joys and sorrows. So if you would like to do that, just come up to the side as we sing our next hymn. And that is number 174, Earth, You Are Surpassing Fair. Oh, and yes, we do have cards, so you can raise your hand if you want to write something as well. And we will share our joys and sorrows together after the hymn, and you can remain seated. So do we have, saw some cards here. So we have joys and sorrows to share. This comes from Walter Laban. My wife, Linda Laban, is not here this morning because our youngest daughter was in a traffic accident yesterday. She will be okay, but Linda is helping with her children. So we hold that sorrow in our hearts. Okay, Dylan writes, a joy and a sorrow. Sorrow. My friend OD'd. 2 students at the school I work at were shot to death last week. The joy that Dylan shares is opportunity to teach, opportunity to be sober, being mindful, and being present. Joy and sorrow together in our hearts. So this is, I don't have a name, but Jim was a friend and like a father to my husband, died recently. So we also hold that sorrow in our hearts. We also have our beloved Paula Hawkins is no longer with us. My thoughts are with her husband, Wayne, and their children. The funeral will be Friday, April 28th at noon at Lake Lawn. Paula is a longtime congregant here at the Unitarian Universalist churches. We hold her and her family in our hearts. So we have a joy from Cynthia Ramirez. With joy, I share that my sister is buying my mother's house so we can keep it in our family. We have lived in that house for 60 years. So congratulations, Cynthia. So any other joys or sorrows that would like to be shared? So we will still hold in our hearts the joys bubbling up, still need to share, and the sorrows that we cannot yet put words to. Know that you are loved and you are in our hearts. And now it's our offertory time. And when we traditionally hold what we call our GNOUU service, Greater New Orleans Unitarian Universalist congregations, that plate, that collection, goes to Greater New Orleans Unitarian Universalist GNOUU. And the 3 congregations that we have in the New Orleans area, it gives us an opportunity to do things collectively throughout the year, such as the jazz funeral service that we do at First Church. So We will have a plate, 2 plates that are coming around. And again, the choir will lead us in hymn number 173, In the Branches of the Forest. And you can remain seated as well for this hymn.
Another short person. This first reading is from Chief Seattle, who was a Suquamish and Duwamish leader who lived in North America from 1786 to 1866. He was a representative of his native tribes and conveyed his concerns to the people who proposed to buy the land from the indigenous people. He worked to find accommodations with the settlers. So this is a letter he wrote to the president. The president in Washington sends word that he wishes to buy our land. But how do you buy or sell the sky, a land? The idea is strange to us. If we do not own the freshness of the air or the sparkle of the water, how can you buy them? Every part of the earth is sacred to my people. Every shining pine needle, every sandy shore, every mist in the dark woods, every meadow, every humming insect, all are holy in the memory and experience of my people. We know the sap which courses through the trees as we know the blood that courses through our veins. We are part of the earth, and it is part of us. The perfumed flowers are our sisters. The bear, the deer, the great eagle, these are our brothers. The rocky crest, the dew in the meadow, the body heat of the pony, and man all belong to the same family. The shining water that moves in streams and rivers is not just water, but the blood of our ancestors. If we sell you our land, you must remember that it is sacred. Each glossy reflection in the clear waters of lakes tell of events and memories in the life of my people. The water's murmur is the voice of my father's father. The rivers are our brothers. They quench our thirst. They carry our canoes and feed our children. So you must give the rivers the kindness that you would give my brother, any brother. If we sell you our land, remember that the air is precious to us, that the air shares its spirit with all the life that it supports.
The wind that gave our grandfather his first breath also received his last sigh. The wind also gives our children the spirit of life. So if we sell our land, we must keep it apart and sacred as a place where man can go to taste the wind that is sweetened by the meadow flowers. Will you teach your children what we have taught our children, that the earth is our mother? What befalls the earth befalls all sons of the earth. This we know, the earth does not belong to any man. Man belongs to the earth. All things are connected like the blood that unites us all. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself. One thing we know, our God is also your God. The earth is precious to him, and to harm the earth is to heap contempt on its creator. Your destiny is a mystery to us. What will happen when the buffalo are all slaughtered, the wild horses tamed? What will happen when the secret corners of the forest are heavy with the scent of many men, and the view of the ripe hills is blotted by talking wires? Where will the thicket be? Gone. Where will the eagle be? Gone. And what is to say goodbye to the swift pony and then hunt? The end of living and the beginning of survival. When the last red man has vanished from this wilderness, and his memory is only the shadow of a cloud moving across the prairie, will these shores and forests still be here? Will there be any of the spirit of my people left? We love the earth as a newborn loves its mother's heartbeat. So if we sell you our land, love it as we have loved it. Care for it as we have cared for it. Hold in your mind the memory of land as it is when you receive it. Preserve the land for all children, and love it as God loves us. As we are part of the land, you too are part of the land. This earth is precious to us. It is also precious to you. One thing we know, there's only one God. No man, be he red man or white man, can be apart. We are all brothers after that, after all.
We will now sing together hymn number 15, The Lone Wild Bird. And remain seated if you do.
Good morning. The second reading is a poem called Another World is Possible by Rose Flint. Another world is possible. We can dream it in with our eyes open to this beauty, all that Earth gives each of us. Each day, those miracles of dark and light, rainlight, dawn, sun, moon, snow, storm gray, and the wide fields of night, always somewhere, opening their flower stars. This, another world is possible. With river and bird, sweet and free, without fear, without minds blind to harmony, to how we can hold. We have been too long spoiled, greedy children of earth, life of rocks and creatures slipping out of our careless hands. We must stand now and learn to love as a mother loves her child, each cell of her, each grain of her, each precious heartbeat of her that is ourselves, our path and our journey into our dream of future, where another world is possible, cradling this one in its arms. I'd now like to invite everyone to, if you are comfortable, you might wish to stand. If you don't wish to stand, in any case, I would suggest that you might want to focus the attention on your feet touching the earth. Take a moment to look around. Look at this beautiful day. In this beautiful park under this magnificently marvelous tree. Breathe in the fresh air. Feel the slight breeze. The amazingly comfortable temperature for late May in New Orleans. Perfect for what we are doing today. Now, imagine that you yourself are a tree. Imagine that from the soles of your feet you have roots going down into the ground, reaching down, down, even farther down to the core of the earth. Feel the energy that is pulsing within that core. Now imagine that the roots growing from your feet are pulling up some of that energy from the center of the earth. Feel it come up through the bottoms of your feet, up through your legs, into your body, moving on up, going into your arms. You might wish to raise your arms as if they are tree branches reaching toward the sky. Feel the connection between the earth and the sky. Feel that exchange of energy flowing back and forth, earth to sky and back again. Take it in with your hands. Now you might wish to bring your hands down, put them together, rub them together. Feel the energy. Feel the warmth that's coming into your hands as you rub them together. Imagine that energy that you have pulled up from the center of the earth and down from the sky, all coalescing within your hands. You might spread your hands slightly apart, still feeling that ball of energy. This is healing energy. It is positive, wonderful, healing energy. You might give some of it to yourself
then send the rest of it back down into the earth, where it will continue to heal and to cause wonderful life to flourish. Thank you. Blessed be. Happy Earth Day.
So, one of the theologians I follow quite a bit is Buddhist Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh has a message of loving the earth and interconnectedness to all that is, that we experience in this life. And so, just invite you, just for a couple minutes, with the energy that we're already holding with that ritual that Laura led us on. Just whatever your typical meditative or prayer seated position that you might want to do, feel free to just relax in that feeling. And when we sit, we can think of Mother Earth. And when you breathe, you just allow the earth to breathe for you. And you don't really have to make any effort in this breathing. You can allow Mother Earth to do the breathing for you. You're not having to force or fight anything. You're just relaxing in this moment under this tree. And we just find that we naturally breathe in and we breathe out. And we allow the winds of the earth to do that for us. The winds of the sky. We just allow nature and allow earth to breathe in and out for us. There is the breathing, but there is no you locked in with that breath who is breathing in and out. That breath, that wind is just naturally flowing. We don't need a you or an I in order to do this breathing in and out. The breathing in and out happens by itself here with each other under this tree with the breeze. Open your eyes and just relax as you normally would. So it's Earth Day, and we often say Happy Earth Day. Just like we might say Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Easter, Happy New Year, because it brings us joy to celebrate life and to celebrate our Earth on this Earth Day. It brings us joy because we celebrate our beautiful rivers and lakes, majestic mountains, fertile organic fields, lush trees, blooming flowers, the buzzing honeybees, and all the amazing variety of animals, vertebrates, and fish that we have in this world of ours. We celebrate what we love. We honor what we love. We also mourn what we love. and we protect that which we love. And we love what we are connected to in this life, a sort of mutual self-preservation. We are all here on this Earth Day weekend, to celebrate, honor, and to aspire in protecting our Earth, as well as mourn the pain that we experience with our Earth, this collective home of ours. At the end of our service, we're going to be singing Blue Boat Home. Those lyrics include, we are all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens and our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The hymn has become a UU favorite throughout the country. And I've learned since coming here to New Orleans, it's a very special hymn right here in New Orleans, because I've heard that it was sung repeatedly after Hurricane Katrina. As Unitarian Universalists, we see that we are not separate from Earth, as our seventh Unitarian Universalist principle states, respect for the interdependent web of all of existence of which we are part. This seventh principle statement can be seen being reflected in any indigenous tradition, any ecologist view, and many other spiritual and secular traditions. We see in so many facets of life that Earth is our home, it's our blue boat home. If the air of the winds are polluted, the air entering our bodies is polluted. If the soil is polluted around the vegetables that are grown that we eat, we digest pollution in our digestive systems. If our waters are polluted, the water we intake is polluted. The health of our earth corresponds with the health of our own health within ourselves and our communities. There are those who live by oil refineries, plastic manufacturing plants, and by polluted rivers, whether right here on the Mississippi River, in our home here in New Orleans, or near coal mining plants in Appalachia. The suffering is our planet and us, those communities and our children. And we see the interconnected nature of all the beings that live on Earth when this level of pollution occurs. Earth is not an inanimate object that is separated from our own being. It's as if we forget it sometimes, or we act as if we forget. And when we forget, we take part in the severing of a connection that we naturally have. We have this umbilical cord, you could say, which is our breath, that connects us to this living universe of our Earth. It's as if we might still be fetuses of the womb of Earth that doesn't separate until our last breath is done in our bodies. And at that point, we are of and taking part of that great mystery of life, as we always are, that unknown and part of the cycle of this life. We experience that mystery and beauty in each moment. When we sit in a beautiful garden, sit under a tree in our favorite park, kayak the bayou seeing wildlife all around us, or wherever you enjoy going in nature where it is peaceful and beautiful, there are those sacred and beautiful connections that we get to partake in all the time. We celebrate our lives with respecting our own life and the lives of loved ones that we are connected to. When we are sick, we often have to take care of our bodies and soften the routines that we might typically engage in. We saw this during the pandemic, when we were forced to move about in atypical patterns and stayed at home for much of the time, when consumption diminished and factories stopped producing the common and typical outputs of modern society. Clear blue skies were seen in photos of major cities in India, China, and throughout the world. and that we hadn't seen that in recent decades. Earth was literally able to breathe in its own way where Earth could not in its prior years. But we are back to old habits of capitalism and consumption reoccurring, and now back at pollution and extraction levels that we saw before the pandemic. So we mourn the pain that Earth experiences, but we also participate in the joy and love and support that Earth provides us. It isn't an either or. We care, we nurture, we celebrate, and we mourn. These are all results of love. So what are the small or big things in the areas of our life where we love and celebrate Earth? Maybe it is kayaking on the bayou, a walk through City Park or Audubon Park, an activity with the Audubon Society, learning more about our local habitat. The more we become aware of the other living elements and beings that surround us in our lives, we have at each moment an invitation to see the interconnection of our lives. We can engage in endless activities with the soil and the water and the trees and the wildlife and the wind. We see the poetry of Earth, and we are part of that poem of creation that surrounds us. We have our own unique interactions and our own unique voices to integrate into this world. As the opening words that I read earlier from Joy Harjo says, in the tenderness of our own existence, we play until I am the sky, the earth, the song, and the singer. The more we engage, the more we learn. The more we learn through the experience of our interconnected lives with Earth, the more that connection strengthens. Saving the whole Earth from pain is so overwhelming to think about at times that we might feel powerless. But we aren't powerless in caring for our own small corners and connecting to others who wish to care for their small corners. That is one of the great things about important organizations such as Climate Reality, Audubon Society, Sierra Club, and the Deep South Center for Environmental Justice, which I know many of our congregants are part of. And as churches as our own. They are organizations that leverage our work together to have a wider impact in this world. And as people of faith, we have our own unique call to engage. We can be gardeners, composters, advocates for environmental policy, community organizers, vegetarian advocates, animal protectors, educators, among other identities, where we can engage in protecting and advocating for Earth as we do with anything that we love in this life. And as Joy Harjo asks of us, play through the heartbreak of the tenderness of being until I am that sky, that earth, that song, and that singer. May we be continually transformed today and in the days ahead as we see that we are the sky, we are the earth, we are the song, and we are the singer. May it be so, and amen. And now, please join the choir as we sing Blue Boat Home, and this is in the Teal hymnal, and it's number 1064. And if you wish to rise, you are able to please do so. Wonderful. So I'm just going to quick close us out with some words from Joy Harjo. Remember the earth, whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them. Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people and all people are you. We are Earth. Remember, you are this universe and this universe is you. We are Earth. Remember, all is in motion, is growing, is you. We are Earth from this. Remember, the dance language is that life is. Remember, we are Earth. May it be so, blessed be, and amen. And we welcome everyone inside for coffee and refreshments in the fellowship hall. And you all have a blessed and beautiful rest of your day.